Alright, what's going on, everybody? We back at it with another video. Thank you for watching the Kai Dave Lars Show. Today I got my boy Elijah Scott here.
Yo.
Figured I'd bring him on. He's someone I wanted to bring on for a while. And I talked to him. He's seen one of my past videos and he said he wanted to come on, so I figured I'd invite him on the show. Tried to have him on a couple nights ago, but things didn't go as planned. So got a little ratty. Anyways, give him a little rundown, like background about yourself, as for your career, where you're from, how old you are, all that, etc.
All right. Well, my name is Elijah. 20 years old. Born in Olympia, raised in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. Played sports, did football, wrestling, and was originally gonna join the army for my career, but then COVID happened, and you know how COVID ruined everything. So I had to find another career path, and I just happened to get into a electrician apprenticeship, and I'm just doing that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I need to know.
What was your favorite sport out of all the sports you played?
Wrestling.
Why? Why was it your favorite?
I was always into martial arts my entire life. Just always into combat sports, MMA, boxing, and wrestling was just really fun. I enjoy doing good. I was decent at it. I think I was better at wrestling than football, and football is cool and all. It's really, the camaraderie of football is great, but wrestling is kind of like, I don't know, there's just something about it where you just beating someone in a one-on-one was just way more satisfying in wrestling than it was in beating someone on one-on-one in football. So
yeah, because it's like an individual sport, so
yeah.
It's kind of something where it's like, it feels probably more accomplishing if you win one-on-one in wrestling versus in football.
Yeah,
I imagine. I never did wrestling, so I wouldn't know. But so do you watch combat sports then? Do you watch UFC and boxing and all that?
Yeah, I watch highlights more than anything. I play a lot of UFC 4. Freaking Keegan kicks my ass every time we play, but yeah, I play a lot of Fight Night, which is like a boxing game.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no really wrestling games I like actual wrestling, not like WWE, but yeah, this pretty much my whole life I've just really been into it. Then I'm also into martial arts. Been watching karate, kung fu movies forever, and it's always and this is pretty much just entrapped me into this being into it. So
did you you know who Canelo is? Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah.
You watched the fight last night?
Saw highlights.
Fucking Canelo won, bro.
I saw some clips of Triple G piecing him up though.
I didn't watch anything. I just saw that he won. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, I watch a lot of clips.
Canelo's a fucking beast, bro.
He is, but
definitely.
GGG was giving they were saying GGG no one's rocked him like GGG. So
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I know that I think Canelo is probably one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he got Floyd Mayweather fucked him up when he was younger.
That's because he was younger.
Yeah,
and more inexperienced.
He was really young and inexperienced, but I mean, still, a win's a win, right?
Yeah, I think Floyd just, some boxers kind of try to mix it up of being they want to go aggressive to you, then they kind of want to be defensive. Floyd just mastered pure defense, and he's just the best at it, and no one can just touch him.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right with that.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite fighter, just combat sport fighter of all time?
Of all time, personally, the fights I really enjoyed watching as a kid was Rampage Jackson.
Okay.
Him slamming someone so hard that he knocked him out. But I think the best fighter of all time, and one of my favorite fighters, is John Jones.
Didn't John Jones do steroids, or get caught with it, or was it coke or something? He's got caught.
He did weed.
That's what he's got in trouble for all this time.
I think he got in trouble for weed and coke or something.
Okay.
I don't think he ever did steroids.
What about Rampage? Do you think he did steroids?
I think everyone did steroids back
Yeah.
in the mid 2000s. Yeah, that doesn't. It's like what's his name? Neil Armstrong. You know, the guy who did the Tour of France.
Yeah.
Just said famously, if he didn't do steroids, it was like you're the odd one out.
Yeah. Oh,
Back
okay.
then it was
But
sports,
he's just the
like-
one. He's just the one that got caught doing it.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. Yeah, so everyone did steroids back in the day with sports,
Yeah.
baseball. Yeah, it's everything.
Huh. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense then. So what are your thoughts on like athletes using steroids?
I mean, it is an unfair advantage if one person's on steroids and one person isn't, because steroids, it's just you're so much stronger than the other person. It's just not fair. It's just, you like with martial arts, it's all about honor and what's the word? You want to be honorable. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to cheat. It's all about being like a good sportsman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like it's a way of life. It's you shouldn't. It's just not right. And you should just keep it fair. I don't think steroids should be involved in sports. If there are people who who are genetic freaks and that's what it is, but that's just the way life goes. Like I can see why someone would be scared of fighting Nagano and be like, fuck, I might.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't hit as hard as him. I'm not as fast as him. I might need to take some shit. But
No, I definitely agree. I don't think steroids should be in sports at all. But would you personally ever take steroids?
fuck yeah. I ain't doing no fucking sports, bro. I'm an electrician, bro. I'm doing it for the look, bro. I don't care. I'll literally just do it for like I'll just do it till I get like in a good shape and be like, all right, I'm good.
You really like when you do steroids, you still have to work out hella hard though, and still eat a fuck ton. Like it's not like steroids don't just magically make you fucking look good though.
Okay, so the type of buff I want to be, I don't want to bulk. I want to be like, if I do become a bodybuilder, well, like I've thought about this many times, like the type of workout regimen I want to do on steroids. I'll just hit machines. It's arms, shoulders, tripes, legs. I don't really think I'll be going for like heavyweight.
Yeah.
Fuck cardio. I hate running.
So you're just trying to like look big, get big, basically.
Yeah, if I was doing steroids, yeah.
So but you do plan on them in the future? Like there's a good possibility that you might end up doing steroids in the future.
If the opportunity comes to me, I would prey on it. I would think pretty hard. Would you do steroids?
No. I used to. So about like a year or two ago, I was like heavily considering it because I heard about SARMs.
SARMs,
and
yeah.
And like or I thought about like just boosting test, but I don't know. I did research about it and just like the negative parts, potential things it can have to you. Like
what does SARMs do? What are SARMs and what's the negative side effects?
I mean, just like the potential negative side effects have a lot to do with like your potential heart problems. I wasn't looking at SARMs as much as I was like boosting testosterone.
Yeah.
And like the thing with boosting testosterone is your body naturally produces that, and when you start taking it like artificial testosterone, it lowers your body's natural rate of production.
It does.
And so you're gonna naturally once you start, basically it's hard for you to stop without having a huge testosterone dump. And basically like I would just lose a lot of testosterone, and I don't want to do that. And I don't want to have to be on testosterone my whole life. Like it was just something like I would do a cycle or two of it just to get bigger, to gain weight and shit.
I would just do a cycle too, but like I would go really hard for like a month.
But that's the thing is like if you don't stick on it, a lot of times you're probably just gonna lose most of the mass you gain from using test or SARMs, or same with most steroids too. If you just do one cycle, you're not gonna maintain that weight. A lot of times you're gonna have it for that cycle and a little bit after, but a lot of times it's just gonna drop back down to what you originally were doing.
Okay.
So you may maintain a little bit of it, but you're not gonna maintain all of it. So that's why it's just kind of like, was it really worth it? Weighing the benefits, it just wasn't to me. I figured I'd go the natural route, even though it takes way fucking longer.
Yeah, who got time for that, bro?
I mean, I don't know. I do. I'm not in a rush for anything, so
I do get off early. It's just like I'm so tired. Like, bro, I literally drilled cement for 5 hours straight. My hand still hurts. Like,
yeah, I guess like we have two different types of careers. So
that's true. Yeah.
I fucking work on a computer all day, and you're working in houses, building shit or electrician shit. So two definitely like one's physically demanding, one's mentally demanding.
Yeah.
Because I feel very mentally drained at the end of my workday, but my body feels fine. But I'd argue because I've always done like manual labor. I guess not like super hard, but retail, like lifting shit, walking around, working on concrete and shit, for 8 hours straight. And like at Petco, I was lifting like 50-pound bags of dog food consistently all day.
Oh yeah.
Just doing that. So like that's a workout. And I'd feel like sore and tired at the end of the day, but I feel like mentally exhausting is way more than physically exhausting. Like it's way harder to push through things when you're mentally exhausted than physically exhausted.
Yeah.
Because like mental is just like if you have good mental, like you're in a good mental spot and your body's tired, you can push through the body being tired.
Yeah.
But it's a lot harder when your mental is fucking exhausted. It's harder to push through that because
they say everything's mental.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like people do what I do and go fucking work out because their mental's good. But when you're just mentally drained, like if like you're depressed or there's this shit going on, you don't want to go to the gym.
So I wouldn't say that like it doesn't make me. I love my job, but it's just like I'm working with numbers and all these different. Like I'm kind of in like a stressful environment where I'm trying to figure out problems and make our clients happy and things like that.
You get tired.
Yeah, make sure they're producing the right things, and I'm constantly learning new things. So it's like I said, very mentally exhausting. And at the end of the day, I'm just kind of like, fuck, dude. For the longest time, I was like, I didn't want to work on anything, but I got to this point like a month ago where I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm gonna get back to doing my social media stuff. Started my pod again, and got back into doing all this, which I'm happy I'm doing again. I feel like I'm in a much better place when I do this too. Like when I fill up my schedule and have like constant time of me just getting shit done, I feel so good. Yeah. So fucking good. And like right now I'm on a schedule where I go to the gym at least 3 times a week. Typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I work Monday through Thursday, 7 to 5, 4 10-hour shifts.
Mm-hmm.
And then after work, I'll go straight to the gym, Monday and Wednesday, and then on Friday, I usually try and go in the morning. Like Friday 2 days ago, I went at like 8 o'clock. So, and
8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock
in the morning? Okay. In the morning, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like what I do, and I like being able to push myself and like push those limits. And I guess I don't know how we got here from SARMs and steroids and shit, but basically, no, I would not do steroids.
Yeah,
because I don't know. I just want to like the natural route for me is just like I just don't want to risk any future problems with testosterone and whatnot. And that's basically the main thing is I just don't think it's worth it for me.
Yeah, well, people say this one guy say he took Tren and it made him last longer in bed. There's like benefits.
Well, yeah, there's definitely
TRT
pros
and shit. I don't
know. There's definitely pros and cons, but it's just like for me, I'd like if you're trying to do like powerlifting and shit, I can definitely see the pros of why you would want to do that.
I think you can just kind of get if your genetics is kind of good, like black people, they don't usually be like and get hella back acne and stuff. It's usually like, that's just it's people get unlucky. I like how I said black people, even though that guy, who like that guy, his name's like Larry. He hangs out like Cali Muscle.
I have no fucking clue.
Well, he's like 25 or like 22. Like he's really young, like our age, but he looks like he's like 40.
Oh, I think I think I've seen that actually.
They can literally make you age. I've seen that like a couple people.
Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't want anything like that to happen.
No, that's like he's literally knocked like 20 years off his life.
Yeah, exactly. That shit's just fucking terrifying to me. Yeah. So,
and plus, I also help my self-esteem with getting a girlfriend. Yeah.
So speaking of like past relationships, you said you haven't had a girlfriend. Is there like What would you say that the biggest problem or biggest reason why that is?
Uh, I would say this kind of like working out. I lack the mental, uh, a bit like the mental prowess of like going up to a girl and talking to her and asking her for her number and stuff, and I just kind of get like
Self-conscious about it?
yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm like overweight. I got fucked up teeth. I need a haircut. It's just kind of like shit. Cause I have friends who are like, they're big dudes, but they got Riz. Like they don't care. Like they'll go and talk and ask for numbers, but it's just like, shit, bro. It's just like,
So, like, if you know that stuff about you, like, if you feel self-conscious about anything, then why don't you try and change it?
uh,
Like, you're just content with where you are? Is that it?
well, here I got other stuff to worry about than girlfriend. Like I want to get my own living situation. I want to continue doing good in my career. I kind of like I just got my own kind of stuff to worry about. I gotta help out the family with paying rent. It's just kind of like, do I have time for a girlfriend? I'm working 40 hours a week. I work overtime all the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
but like, without, like, if you take away the girlfriend aspect, you still said you're self-conscious in general.
Yeah.
So, like, don't you think you should at least try and make time to, like, work on yourself?
Yeah, there's like I can definitely do it on weekends, but working out 2 times a week's not gonna show. Can you even get progress from that?
I mean, probably.
Like
if you dedicate yourself, because like, what's your eating, like, your diet like?
I would say I used to eat a lot more. As of recently, I've been doing pretty good. I feel like I'll have like an apple at work and like go home and eat dinner. Like this, nothing too crazy. Like I used to like be like a Domino's addict and order Domino's like 4 times a week.
Jesus
and
Christ!
I've majorly got out of that. Like I would say I would probably have fast food on a good week once or twice a week.
It's crazy because once I moved in here, which was a month ago, right about a month ago, I haven't had fast food one time since I moved in.
Honestly, I don't even like fast food anymore. I just kind of get the urge because you're addicted to it.
Didn't you used to work at McDonald's?
Yeah, I used to be in really good shape before that too. I feel like.
How was working in fast food?
It made me gain a lot of weight because the free fucking meals and shit.
Did you, like, I've heard a lot of people that do work in fast food, once they work there, they don't want to eat that specific place anymore. Did that happen to you?
No, but there's people who are like that in there who, well, actually, after I quit McDonald's, I didn't eat there for, like, a long time.
I think, was that more so because you had it so much, though, where it was just kind of like, okay, I don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
I want something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why that is, because once you become, how long did you work there for?
Oh, you here?
Oh, shit. So you actually worked there for a while. That was during high school, right?
Yeah.
Senior year?
Yeah, senior year, a little bit after, yeah.
And then you went to Walmart after that?
I went to Ace Hardware.
Oh, shit. How long were you there for? Not very long at Ace, huh?
Fuck no, 1.5 years, bro. Almost 2 years.
So you were there for a little bit.
Yeah, it was like 2 years, yeah.
Damn.
I was there forever.
And then how long were you at Walmart for?
January through July.
Oh, so that's actually your shortest job you've had then.
Yep. That job was always just kind of like a pickup job. Like I've been waiting for this apprenticeship for like literally 2 years, and they got back to me, and I just said, I'm on board, so I had to leave Walmart.
So it's just kind of a job to give you the paycheck in the meantime while you're getting this electrician apprenticeship. Or while you're waiting on it.
Yeah, exactly.
How did you like working at Walmart?
Honestly, it sucked really bad.
I remember going in there one time and talking to you, and that one lady like bigs you out.
Alyssa, yeah.
I was talking to you for like literally a minute, and she comes over and just like started
staring
you out.
at me like, "Are you working?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." No, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, you were still doing your work too. That's the thing, is you were talking and like. I forgot what it was.
I was loading up like these canopies, yeah.
Yeah, you were still doing it while talking, and she's just sitting there staring at you. I'm like, okay, well, this is awkward.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's weird. Like, and also like, I was in a spot called Auto, where I literally just worked by myself for like 8 hours without really talking to anyone. Luckily, I would talk on the phone with like friends and stuff, but it was just kind of lonely. And it was just like kind of depressing because I was just stocking shelves every day.
Mm-hmm. You had when I came there, at least every time I saw you, you always had headphones in though.
Oh yeah, that's the great part about that job is I listened to like thousands of episodes of podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who is like your favorite podcast to listen to?
I got like a top 3. Number 1 is Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. I got put onto that about a year ago. Number 2 is YMH, which is Tom Segura, if you know who that is.
I've heard of it.
He's like really big friends with like Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3 is like Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah, I love Joe Rogan. Love the way his podcasts are. And like I think he's just so good at just diving deep into conversation.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how he can be one-on-one with someone and have like 4-hour conversations and without even stopping and taking a break. Like it's just so natural when he talks.
Well, that's how you know he does like hours of research on the people he's gonna talk to. Like,
well, I don't even know if it's just that. I just feel like he's a good conversationist. Like
yeah, they're grown ass men in their 50s who've had lots of life experience. You can carry. You ever seen 2 old people talk, bro? They can go forever. Yeah,
exactly. And I think a big part of it too has to be with like the reason why I'm not at that level or anyone our age is at that level is because we've grown up with these fucking things, phones, and so we're not as like social, like not as comfortable as for say someone who grew up without a phone.
Yeah,
probably. It's probably just more natural for them. And like as for us, we grew up texting and calling and doing all this shit. It's in-person contact isn't as normal.
Yeah.
Which is as sad as that is to say. I mean, it's the truth is that people aren't as comfortable talking in person as they used to be.
Whatever happened to asking girls out in like real life instead of Snapchat and shit?
Oh, I've never asked a girl out over the phone.
Oh, you haven't? I had a friend ask a girl out over Xbox, bro.
That's fucking
and
weird.
An Xbox party.
Do I know him?
You know who I'm talking to. You know who did that. I know who you are. No, you don't know.
Oh, damn.
If you see this,
just fucking calling him out right now.
He's a really, really good friend.
You gonna send him the pod when it's out or what?
I'm gonna send it to my group chat.
Okay.
Check it out, bro.
Also, speaking of Walmart, what was the craziest thing that happened at Walmart?
Let me think. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think in my opinion it happened to me. You know. So one fateful day, on my usual going to the bathroom 8 times a day spiel at Walmart, you know, stealing time, committing crime, you know. Fucking, I went to the bathroom, and I was not really planning on even being there for long. I just had to take a crap real quick, sat down on my phone. You know, I was just on my phone in the bathroom, and the janitor was in the other bathroom. It was clogged, so I literally just like crapped, hadn't even wiped yet, or I think I just got done wiping, and all of a sudden I hear it starts, and I'm just sitting there, it starts rising up, my butt gets ass wet all over my legs, this shit. Then I just run up, ruins my pants and underwear, fucking floods the entire bathroom, poops is flowing up. I took a big old dump too, bro, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hey, help! I was like, help! Then the janitor's like, oh shit! Oh my god! Then went in there. I'm like, he's like, are you okay? I'm like, what? No! And he's like, oh, I'll get help! Then I call my friend Ellie. So I'm like, bro, the fucking toilet flood. He starts laughing at me. I'm like, nigga, please help me. So fucking Alyssa, the one who was staring at me that one time, she comes in there. I'm like, I need pants and underwear right now. And she's like, okay. And they take their sweet. I was in there for 20 minutes, butt ass naked. That shit pissed me off, bro. I went home for a day. I shouldn't have sued. That was ridiculous. I just had to go home in sweats, shitty ass clothes, stinking. Went home, took a shower. That was ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Fucking hate, dude. It was horrible. And like I didn't go to the bathroom for like a week there, bro. Or no, I was like literally doing like the next day, but you know, horrible experience. I was like God telling me stop stealing one more time, dude. Yeah, but
So it sounds like a pretty fucking fucked up, shitty situation, huh?
yeah, you ever seen your own shit on the ground, dude?
No, I haven't.
You ever seen your shit flow up from the toilet?
Nope, not on me. Not like that.
Pretty horrible. Yeah, not very good.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, I fucking bet, dude. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that wasn't good. Freaking yeah.
So, what's your what do you learn from that experience?
The janitor was not a very bright guy. He was really weird to talk. Like, you know, let's talk about, you know, what a Sigma is. He was a Sigma. Like, this isn't like me and my friends have like a thing like once someone's like really weird, we call them Sigmas because it's just kind of like slang we got. Like, it's kind of like thing we.
No,
like
it's not just you though. Like I've heard people say Sigma before.
Like this is what his name was Bill. This is what he would do. He'll walk past you. Oh, today I had a really good day today. Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm cleaning bathrooms. Like shit. And it's just like, who are you talking to, dude? He'll just like, and the other engineer would walk in the room and do this. Like this is literally what he did one time. He just walks in the room. Looks to see if anyone looks at him. He just goes like this. Yep, I'm going into surgery today. Like he's just talking to the room, so someone responds to him. He's like, "Yep, you know, I'm not even nervous." And it's just like, it's just sad. It's just like, well, it's just so funny. Like I wanted to take a video one time because so like,
give us an example of like a high profile person that would be a Sigma male, and what and then explain what the difference between a Sigma and an alpha male is.
So basically, okay, let me give you an example of like an actual Sigma, not like that kind of Sigma. It's like Ryan Gosling in movies is usually like super Sigma. It's just kind of like you kind of suck with women, but you're like, you know, you're kind of like awkward, but like you're a badass. Like you kill people. Like you're tough and violent, and like you just don't give a fuck. Like money doesn't matter to you, woman doesn't matter to you. You know, it's just like. Your goals matter, you know, making money and shit. But then, like, you know, alphas, like, they get bitches. They're cool, like, they, like...
So it's like an alpha is basically everything a Sigma is, but they get girls, too.
Pretty much is all it is.
Yeah. So basically a Sigma is just like an alpha, but without getting the girls.
Yeah.
And then an alpha
it's like they're the underdog, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like an alpha would be like, you know, Jake Paul or something, you know?
Well, okay, what would you define yourself as right now? Between alpha, beta, and sigma.
I don't hold myself to societal standards. I'm just kidding. No, I would say I'm honestly none.
Like you don't fit in any category. Say none of the above.
Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like when you lock yourself into a category and you identify with that, it's not really mentally healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's just also. I feel like you can't label yourself when it comes to those type of things. Like society labels you. Like you can't, if you walk around saying you're a fucking alpha male, I feel like you're not an alpha male. If you have to walk around and say that, you're probably not an alpha.
It's like going up to someone and, yo, my new nickname's TJ. You have to call me TJ. Like, no, bro, you don't give yourself a nickname.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna, like, people have to see you as that. You can't just say you are. Like, it's kind of like, can't just like the people recognize a champion, you know. It's like people recognize who the Sigma is, who Alpha is, and who a Beta is. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and if you know what a Beta is though, a fucking cuck. I hate cucks. If you're a cuck, you're a loser. Being a cuck's not even a fetish. How can you do that to yourself? You're a fucking Beta. I feel like if you're a Beta, you're just a loser. Like that's the one thing that's just kind of like. I mean, like, I guess you can call me a Beta because I don't have a girlfriend. It's like, fuck off, bro. Like, there's a clear, like,
so you're telling me you wouldn't be okay with watching your girlfriend get fucked by another guy?
No, bro. It's just like wrong. It's just like Like, is there any animals in nature who are cucks? Like, you know, it's just like, you telling me a lion's gonna watch another lion fuck his, like, wife or something? Like, fuck that, bro. We're fighting.
No, I 100% agree. There's no way in fucking hell that if I had a girlfriend or a wife, ever will let her do anything with another guy. The moment she fucking brings that up, I'm shutting it fucking down and saying, if you bring that up again, we're over. Like, that's just how it is. If you allow a girl to walk over you like that, you're allowing her to have that emotional control over you.
Yeah.
And that makes her the alpha of the relationship. And as controversial as it may sound, as a male, you need to be the alpha of the relationship.
Yeah.
Because if you let the girl take on the male masculine roles, the relationship 90% of the time won't last.
Yeah.
Because females want to be with masculine men.
Yeah.
They don't want to be with someone who they feel like they can push around, and who they don't respect. At the end of the day, a female wants a man who they respect, right?
They want a couple black eyes.
And do you think a female really respects you if she's fucking other guys? Tell me, like, honestly.
No, I mean, like,
if your girlfriend's fucking another guy, do you think she respects you?
No, I mean, that's the thing about women, bro. Is like, you kind of gotta, like, you just kind of gotta feel them out. You gotta see if they're willing, like, to do that. Like, you know, like, if a girl cheats on you, it's kind of like, you know how guys will, like, get mad at the guy and blame the guy and still be with the girl. It's like, no, bro, guys just want to fuck, bro. It's like, guys, like, the guy probably didn't even know she had a boyfriend.
That's a good point
and
you bring
it's just
up.
Like, and niggas always want to blame the guy. Like, the guy, it's like, no, blame the girl. It's like, guys, you know, they just, like, why do you think guys jerk off as much as they do? It's just like, yeah, and girls, like, it's just kind of like, no, bro, she wanted to cheat on you, bro.
No,
yeah.
I've talked to Keegan about that too. It's like, so many guys in today's society, if your girl cheats on, like, if your girl were to go cheat on you with another guy, the guy typically gets mad at the other guy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense because your trust isn't with the other guy.
No.
You're in a committed relationship and your trust lies with the female, not the other guy. So why the fuck are you mad at the guy? You should be not taking out the anger, but you should be mad at your fucking girlfriend. Don't be okay with her and not be mad at her and be mad at the guy. That makes no fucking sense because you had no trust. There was no commitment with that guy, right? Yeah. Unless it's like, for say, your best friend or some shit. Then it's like, okay, they both cross the line there, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
If it's some random guy, girls, if they're gonna hook up with another guy, it takes an emotional connection. Girls don't just cheat on you because they're fucking horny. If girls cheat on you, there's some deeper outlining reason why that is. Like, you're not treating her right. She's not feeling like she's getting what she's deserving in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't respect you, or she has an emotional somewhat sort of connection with this other person. So it basically comes down to you. If a girl cheats on you, it's your fault because you're not being the respectable person in the relationship. You're not, something you're doing has caused that girl to want to cheat on you.
And guys, it's just one reason. They just want to really, like, you know, unload them balls, you know.
Yeah,
it's not one reason.
If a guy cheats, it's because he's fucking horny and he's stupid. He's not thinking about the fucking outcome of what could possibly happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, a guy can love a girl and still cheat on her because he gets a fucking text from some hot ass bitch, and he's horny and he fucking goes and fucks her, right? And he can still love the girl he's with, and he'll still do it, and he'll, like, regret it and be sad about it. But it's like, so for me, I would never do it, right? I'm not a cheater. Never fucking would. There's a lot of people.
I agree with you there. Me either. I've had friends who've had opportunities, like, cheat on girls with, like, you know, married women. I'm like, I'm just not really, I just don't really support that. I'm just not down. I don't like ruining relationships. Mm-hmm. And I just, like, I know it's kind of like, oh, like, fuck you. I hold myself to, like, a moral standard. Like,
yeah.
I know that's kind of corny to say, but it's just, you know, that's just my personal opinion.
That's how I am too. So
yeah.
With all the shit going on today, like with all the political stuff and whatnot, and like the Andrew Tate and the Sneakos and all that, with the open relationships and saying like how we just said how it's different for a guy to cheat and a girl to cheat. How there's different types of cheating, I guess. how like if a guy cheats, it's less emotional and just like stupidity, versus if a girl cheats, it's more emotional and there's an outlining factor behind why she cheats.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's that difference, me personally, I still would never cheat or hook up with another girl, because if I'm with someone, I am so fucking down for that person. Like if I'm gonna commit to someone, that's who I'm committed to, and that's the only way it's gonna be. There's no way I'm gonna cheat or hook up with someone else. Like it just being in that type of relationship, if I'm in a relationship, I am committed to you and you're the only person I want to be with, or else I'm just not going to be with you in general if I'm going to be wanting to hook up with other women. It's just not something that I'm into, because I know I want that reciprocated, and even though it's not necessarily even, I want it to be, I think that's something deep and what's it called, like it's just like it's more of a connection type thing, and it really builds your relationship if you're able to just build with each other and be like intimate with each other. Because if I'm going and fucking 100 different girls and she's staying loyal to me, but I'm still doing all this shit, like that relationship, it's not going to be as deep of a level or as intimate as a level, because, and it's not like it's valuable. If I'm going and fucking sharing like all my shit with other girls, where's the value in that? If rather than just doing it with her, it's more of a valuable connection, right?
Yeah. I mean, to have a girlfriend, you kind of have to, like really feel like it's like you want to be best friends with her, and that's kind of like another thing with me. Why I've never really pursued having a girlfriend is just kind of like even in high school, I've never just met a girl I've ever been like, I want to date her. It's always just been like, I want to fuck her. I've never just wanted to have like an intimate relationship with a girl. Like, I've never just, that sound kind of fucking gay. I've never just wanted to, like, I don't really, like, I've always just been horny, It's just always out of, like once, like, after the post-nut hits in, it's like, fuck, like, who the fuck is this?
It's so weird, because I'd say I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I don't like hooking up with fucking girls. Like, I don't, like, obviously I think of that because I'm a fucking guy and my testosterone levels are high. But for me, it's like I just crave that deep, intimate connection with someone.
Yeah.
And I want to give my all to that one person. Like, that's what I crave personally. I don't like the sexual shit. That's fucking, it's a plus to me. I just want that deep connection with someone who loves and respects me.
Speaking of deep connections, me and my friends have talked about this. Sorry to cut you off, but what I want more in life is a son. I want a son. I really do want a kid.
Just one?
I don't know. This is as many as I get, but I just want a son because a son is just someone like that's a blood to blood connection.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's my child. That's like my ultimate reward. I get to kind of like form into be a really good man. Like I want to have a son and just kind of like make him into something great.
Mm-hmm.
Give him my full support and have him be like a really great successful person. Like that's my goal. Like I can literally just not have a kid. I mean, not have a wife and just kind of like have a kid made in a pod, but he has my DNA, and I'll just be happy with that.
I don't know about that. For me, like, I want to have a big fucking family, like loving family. I want to have 4 kids, honestly.
4? I can have 4
like,
kids.
Just recently I've started thinking about having more than that, but honestly 4 has always been what I want. I want 2 boys, 2 girls. But like if I had 4 boys or 4 girls, I'd be completely okay with that too.
I don't think I would like having 4.
I used to be like that.
I want at least 1 boy.
I
just need 1 boy.
I used to be like that too. But then I just started thinking like, dude, just like having my own daughters that I get to fucking protect and look after, and just I'm just so excited to be like a girl dad, honestly, and a fucking like obviously boy dad too. I really want to have a kid, a boy, but I also really want to have a girl too. Just looking after. I don't know. It's just I think the difference between a boy and a girl for me is like a boy kind of can look after, like it's a different, you raise them differently, obviously, but with a girl, it's like just they're so much more precious and vulnerable, and just like it's a totally different experience, and like I'm such a giver and caretaker, where it's just like I look forward to that so much, looking after my family and protecting them and watching them grow up and all that. I'm just so excited to eventually start a family.
That's good, because I've been told many times I have a problem with my, I don't really share my emotions with people.
Mhm.
Like, I'm really not emotional. I was raised in a very, very tough, like, my dad was just super, my dad is just pure masculinity, never show emotions.
It's crazy because that's exactly how my dad is too. He doesn't show his emotions very much at all. And then my mom is like exact opposite, super fucking
Your
emotional.
parents are still together?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
parents broke up when I was 7. I lived with my dad my entire life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my
So
my
that's a big
parents.
reason.
Yeah, my parents are still together. But they're very opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to like their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a good thing too. Is like as a man, you need to be able to, take care of your emotions, like not let your emotions show. Like it's okay for a girl to be more vulnerable and open with their emotions, but as a man, it's very like if you act emotional as a man and make decisions based on your emotions, it's gonna lead you to a lot of negative outcomes a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't act emotional as a man. It's very like obviously it's okay to be emotional and put yourself in vulnerable situations, but if you're emotional all the time, that's not a respectable
making
man.
decisions out of emotions, like making decisions on full balls, I don't think it's good.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of times you're gonna make a decision that isn't the right one because you're just so full of these emotions and not looking at the facts and the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's just gonna lead to a negative outcome.
Yeah.
And so you need to be very like judgmental and not react emotionally, but react mentally, like factually, based off of what you truly know,
Mm-hmm.
not what you feel.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of just something that men need to do. Like that's like just what you need to do. Obviously, like I said, it's okay to show your emotions and shit.
If you want to have a good relationship with a woman, you gotta kind of be vulnerable, a little bit. Like you want
to an extent, yeah.
To an extent,
but
you get what I mean, yeah.
But a girl's not like say if you come home and you're fucking crying to your girl every day, you think your girl's gonna respect that?
No, but if you're a fucking hard ass and she gets hurt and you're just like,
no, okay, yeah, no.
Yeah,
so
you can't be extreme on both.
No, that's
sides.
what I'm saying. Like you have to be
be like,
accepting of their emotions, like in loving towards them, because usually the females are more so the more holy shit, I just stuttered like 50 fucking times.
It's
usually the females are more so the vulnerable ones
mm-hmm.
who let their emotions show, and you got to be there and provide them comfortability and protection and loving. Like you have to still show your emotions in that sense, but you don't want to be the one who's like coming home complaining and like all crying to your girlfriend about your job and just crying about your life.
Yeah.
Like a girl's just that's what the girl's supposed to do. Is the girl's supposed to do that to you. You're supposed to be the one that's able to be emotionally sturdy and carry that weight.
Yeah.
Right? That's just like a masculine duty, I'd say. I think that's kind of like a big controversial thing because I feel like society standards are kind of flipping right now.
With the liberal world we live in, what we're saying is like blasphemy.
Yeah, I
like
feel
guys, everything we've been saying about guys and girls is blasphemy. Like,
it brings back the whole cuck thing too. Yeah. Like it's just like men are getting so soft as a society today.
Yeah.
And we're losing like the strong men of society,
mm-hmm.
and it's becoming like we're becoming a minority almost of like strong masculine men.
I think we're just a lot quiet.
Yeah,
in the people. I think there's still a lot of us out there.
Oh, I definitely do too. But it's like
we don't speak. We don't care.
I think I think that might be it too. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of it has to do with people are afraid of being canceled too. It's like, or like, in today's society, maybe not getting canceled necessarily, but getting judged because like I lean more so towards the conservative side.
Yeah.
And if I were to tell someone that, a lot of times, if you go and tell someone who leans left, they're gonna like fucking hate you, say I'm not your friend anymore, and like they're just so quick to judge you because of that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair because everyone has their different political views and their different views on life, and just because we don't look at things the exact same, why the hell do you have to hate me or dislike me? Like, just because we have different political views or just views in general, you got to realize everyone's perspective on life is different.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, everyone from both sides, everyone wants one common thing. They want what's best for us.
Yeah, you shouldn't. If you like wish death upon your political leader and like wish death upon the president, it's like, why would you want the president to do bad? I want Joe Biden to be the coolest president, best president ever. Who cares? That it's just like, I want what's best for America. I hate the division. I don't like that there's a Democratic and Republican Party. All it does is create division. That's why I don't like identifying of either or. I would say I agree. Like, I don't like even saying. I don't like abortion, but they can do whatever they want. It's me personally. I don't like it. You know, I like people coming into the country legally. You know, I mean, here's
Okay,
like
just
liberal
say
of
it.
me.
You lean more so
But here's
conservative,
liberal.
but
I think
you're
we should
also
legalize all drugs. I think that would just stop the pointless drug war. You know, well, that's pretty much the only thing I really like of liberal stuff. That's like the only thing I kind of agree with. But I guess you can say I lean more conservative, but I don't identify.
you don't like you don't like to
party.
identify as that.
Because like, there's just so much. The government is just so corrupt. He's like, you're buying into what they're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
They're like it's like the media, like, they say stuff to stir the people a certain way. It's like, you've probably heard the meme. It's like when they're not voting blue enough, and it's like shows a picture of like guys shooting guns because, you know, shootings. It's like every time a major shooting happens, that like people start to stir more left. It's just kind of like stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like whatever like side the political candidate is, there's puppets to a bigger picture. You know, it's just they all meet up and they're all talking to each other. They're all planning. Oh, okay. We're gonna go into conspiracy right now.
Yeah, I think the big thing with that, with like politics in general, is like, if you look at each side, you can find their pros and cons.
Yeah.
Every side, no matter what, there's gonna be their pros and there's gonna be the cons.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're liberal or right, it doesn't like, there's gonna be pros and cons to every situation. There's not gonna be a perfect situation. No one's ever gonna 100% agree on politics.
Yeah, I don't think I've
no matter what,
judged a person for their political standpoint. Like I've heard people say some interesting dumb stuff, but it's free country. They can think whatever they think. I just don't think you should judge or try to force your agenda on other people.
Exactly. That's like what I try to look at it like too, is it's all about life. Is all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
And you have to go into it knowing that at the end of the day, if someone feels this way, if they disagree with me and they feel about like some sort of way about politics, they feel that way because they feel that's what's right.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. No one goes into a political situation being like, I want what's fucking worse for the country. I'm gonna go and vote everything that I feel is wrong. Like, no one's like liberal because they feel like that's what's gonna kill our fucking country.
Some people are so liberal, they'll be like, Epstein killed himself for rapid anti-Semitism in Hollywood. You know,
okay,
there's no such thing as conspiracy. Like, some people are that liberal. Like,
but that doesn't like, they aren't that way because they think that's like, they aren't trying to. They don't. Their beliefs aren't because they want what's worse for the country, though. They think that's the right thing to believe in.
They're so entrapped with their identity as being a Democrat. It's ridiculous. It's just. There's also the other side of that, which is like a very racist Republican. Which my dad was a really hard Republican, but then he's like, I don't like what they're saying. Some of these guys are like super white supremacists. He's like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, like, I've been known this. That's why I've never like been fully like
either side.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, there's people who are like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, is there's
crazy? Yeah,
there's two very far sides. Like, there's a very far right and there's a very far left.
I don't like the far right people who are like 40% of the population. 60% of like, you know, like, started saying all these like racist ass statistics. Like, you know who Nick Fuentes is?
Mm-mm.
He's been you need to watch some Sneeko videos and Destiny videos of him. I've heard him say some crazy ass stuff. Like, he's pretty much like Destiny, but the Republican side. they're both the extremes. I don't like either of them. They're too. They say some insane stuff, and I
think
like
with every conversation, everyone you listen to, you just have to take what you feel is right from the conversation.
Yeah, like Andrew Tate. He says some wild shit, but he also says true stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
you gotta you gotta be okay with taking the positives out of a conversation from everything you get. If you look for the negatives, that's what you're gonna find, and if you look for the positive, that's what you're gonna find.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people look for the negative side of people and look at all the negatives in life, and that's just a sad life.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you try and like make yourself better and look at the positives? Because that if you're always looking for the positives, you're gonna have naturally a more positive and happy life if you're looking at the positives, as to if you're like always focused on the negative
People
sides.
are always trying to look for something to cancel.
Yeah, but I mean that's such a negative way of thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree? Like,
there's the like the Democratic Party these days. Back in the day, they were always moving for more acceptance of things, and like trying to make the country better for like the people.
mm-hmm.
But then it's just kind of like like back then, like back in the 90s, like Republicans were like weird old grandpas who are like, we don't like homos, and like it's like racist, and the Democrats are like, we're for the people, like blah blah blah. And now it's just like, now they're just always doing witch hunts and hunting people down and accusing people of horrendous things.
I do hate the cancel culture of today.
Now all they do is just look for negatives, and now the Republicans are kind of like, it's almost like they switch sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
I do think like the cancel culture of today is just so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What happened to freedom of speech, and how like obviously there's a point where it's like, okay, you shouldn't say that, or some things like inciting violence and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like the people they're canceling, they're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Tate, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he ever incite violence? And like the whole idea of toxic masculinity is just so fucking stupid.
He didn't even really say anything that crazy, and they literally kicked him off of multiple platforms.
Like they hyper focus on these minuscule clips that people would clip up to make him sound good, and you wouldn't get the whole context of a conversation. And so that's what made him sound bad, is because they'd take clips of these hour-long interviews and they'd clip them together, and you wouldn't get to hear the whole context of what he's saying. And so people hear that one little clip that makes him sound bad about him comparing a woman to a baby or a woman to a dog or some shit.
And like, also, he's like being like, he's joking.
Yeah, like it's irony. Like a lot of the things is like that's just the type of humor he has, right? Yeah. But like it's not like that. Okay, a lot of the stuff that he says he 100% agrees with, but it's like he's ironic with the way he says it too.
Yeah.
So it's like he's just trying to do it in a comparison to where you can understand, but it's where it's also like funny, and it's just like you gotta understand. It's just perspective, bro. View it in. Why are you looking at such a negative way? He doesn't mean it in a negative way when he says the shit he says, bro. He's trying to like impact you in a positive way and find like, I don't know.
A big reason, you're good, like you're right. A big reason why you got canceled though was, I'm gonna set this up. Think about how many people have TikTok, billions, and he was literally all over TikTok at one point. But what a lot of people kind of like took to face value was his human trafficking allegations, which kind of ruined him really bad.
But the thing is, all that's bullshit.
Beat the case, yeah,
like it's completely bullshit.
Untrue. Yeah,
and
people just took that to face value, and that's a big reason why he got canceled by a lot of people, because they're like, he's a fucking human trafficker. Like, nigga, a bunch of people are human traffickers in the United States, and we don't do anything about it. He's in Romania. It's just like bro.
But there was no proof. The whole thing that got that even started was a girl that was. Do you know the whole story?
No.
Okay, well, a girl was at his house for a party.
Yeah.
And she was there, and someone saw that was there at the party, and her boyfriend found out about it. She had a boyfriend who was at the party, and her boyfriend confronted her about it, and that's when she brought up, oh, they brought me here, they won't let me leave, and that's when the boyfriend called the cops.
Yeah.
And they swatted them. The whole cops came.
Yeah.
And it was all over, like, they had their CCTV, all of it on video of her being, like, just there fucking partying, not at her own will, nothing like that.
Really? So she got, damn.
Yeah, so it's completely her. She didn't want her boyfriend to find out that she was at a party with him. And so she lied to her boyfriend And
that shit's happened in our own town.
Yeah, so it's like, bro. So that's where the human trafficking shit comes up, is because that situation.
Yeah, why do women always take the most extreme route when lying on men?
Yeah, it's just like I think that's another thing that's so scary about society today too, is everyone's so quick to believe the female.
Yeah,
right?
it's a problem.
And,
believe all women, like, bro, no.
Like obviously, yes, you gotta. But like when a female, you have to take it at face value and then get the evidence and look at the facts.
We shouldn't take gender we shouldn't consider gender when we're talking about things like that kind of stuff. We need like a person who doesn't see race, gender,
well, it's got to be,
and let's take it like for like
innocent
until judge.
Yeah, it's got to be innocent until proven guilty. And I feel like the roles are reversed. And it's kind of
no.
And when it comes like female situations like that, I feel like it's guilty until proven innocent nowadays.
Nowadays that's like with most crimes. That's just not a thing anymore.
Yeah, and so like it just sucks because you watch like all these high level athletes and shit. They get accused. Okay, different situation.
Yeah,
they get accused of rape though, and coming out of college, and so like they don't get drafted. And, like, they lose out on millions of dollars and their whole career gets ruined. They go and spend years in jail. And after, like, 3 years in jail, the girl comes out and says that they were just false accusations.
Not like a lacrosse team or something? Or, like, those two...
No, I'm talking about, like, specifically right here, the guy from Baylor. He was like...
This has happened multiple times.
I'm just...
White guy and a black guy, one the chick said they double-teamed her. And she got raped, but she was just a whore and got exposed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, is like a girl can go and lie about that to the media, and the guy will go to jail, and then she can come out 3 years later and say it was all false, and like, she just made it up for blah blah for whatever reason, and she won't get in any trouble for it. And the guy just lost 3 years of his life, and his whole life is not set up now because he missed out on millions of dollars from potentially being in the NFL or some shit, you know. And so it's just like, and that happens to regular fucking everyday people. That's not just high level people. That happens to regular people because girls get emotional and they react without thinking of what their actions are, like the consequences of their actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like I feel like personally, if a girl does that and it comes to light that didn't actually happen, I feel like the amount of time that guy had to spend in jail because of her false accusations, she should have to spend that time in jail.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, if a guy goes to jail for 20 years for rape and he didn't actually do it, I feel like the girl should have to go for the fucking 20 years, bro.
You know about that civil rights case? His name was, like, Emmett. It was this black kid. He's, like, 12 years old. This white woman accused him of, like, him sexually harassing her. They just beat him to death. Yeah, they're making a movie about it right now. And she came out... She's still alive. She's, like, 90, and then she came out and said, it was all a lie. They killed a kid who's like way younger than the girl to begin with. Like shit like that, man. It's just like,
yeah, it's crazy,
like,
bro.
You got someone killed because you were mad about your hot boyfriend or whatever. It's just insane.
The thing with allegations like that is you do have to take them serious though. So it's like you have to find the happy medium, because that is a very serious allegation with all that stuff. It's like, because you also don't want to let someone get away with doing that, right?
It's like saying someone has COVID. You can't just be like, no, they don't. Yeah, kind of like take it into consideration.
Yeah, like you have to like do your fucking find out, but you have to be fucking certain that's the truth.
Yeah.
Or else, fucking one of the sides of the party is gonna be fucked.
And so they're going away.
Yeah, like say, like if there's a fucking rapist, bro, they need to be fucking caught.
Yeah.
Hands down, they need to be fucking caught.
Oh yeah.
I think they should be fucking castrated. Fucking or put to death, bro. Rape is the worst fucking thing a man can do to someone.
Yeah, I agree.
I 100% believe that. Or child molestation.
Yeah.
Rape and molestation, anything to do with children, fucking disgusting. As a man, you are fucking sick if you do that. Like there's something mentally fucking wrong with you, and you need fucking help. You need to be castrated. You need to be fucking put to death. One of the above, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if that's not empathetic in that situation, but you do not deserve fucking empathy if you're a fucking rapist or child molester. So
no, not at all. I 100% agree. It's monstrous. It's disturbing. It's like why? Like
yeah.
Like I just don't understand it. It's like,
why
is it always people in power too? It's just like, do they enjoy the taboo of it? Like,
I don't fucking know, dude. It's gross.
I can never understand why you would want to
Like, do that with a
have
kid?
sex with a child, like
Yeah.
like a 10-year-old,
A little fucking kid, bro.
like a little child,
Like what's gotta be mentally fucking wrong with
innocent, you? Yeah, it's
for
like,
you to even find that as okay, or like to like see them as attractive in that way, right?
Yeah, like there's a fine line between like she was 17 and I didn't know. It's just like R. Kelly, for example. Like
Yeah.
he was fucking 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14, 15. I don't know. It's just like it's like the psychology of I don't know that I've never really done research on
Yeah.
the psychology of a pedophile. It's what it really is, watching too much porn.
I mean that, yeah,
Watching
probably.
too much porn is like smoking weed.
But I
It's like-
think-
it's a gateway. You get so desensitized to watching porn.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this girl, she's doing this. Ah, it's not good. It's not getting me up. anymore.
So you look for like
You
a
get
new
more-
rise,
You get
basically.
more hardcore and hardcore until you get the ultimate taboo, which is children.
That's disgusting.
It is.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
all pedophiles get into it.
But I don't think so though. I feel like
Do you think it's just kind of do you think they're born like it?
Yeah, I
think
kinda
they're-
feel-
I think they're made into it.
I mean, yeah, I definitely think it can be both. I feel like there's something mentally wrong, pathologically. There could be something fucked up, like you're naturally born with it. But also like it could be around like a trauma you had as a child.
Little trauma.
But I think it's
morphs you
like,
into stuff. I think you're made into a pedophile. I don't think you.
I also think it's like, dude, majority of men, if you have options as a man,
yeah.
like if you're a masculine alpha man and you have multiple options,
And-
majority of the time those people aren't gonna be fucking child molesters or rapists.
Yeah. So
Okay, maybe rapists, but like child molesters not so much because they have the options of like all these beautiful women, right?
10% of the men get all of the women. They say.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I think as a man, you should try and like level yourself up and like make yourself the highest value possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just someone who like fucking sits around, like you're 50 years old, 40 years old, and you sit around and don't do anything with your fucking life,
Yeah.
you might be more prone to doing something like that because you can't get any girl worthwhile. So then you're just some lonely, sad fucking man who preys on little fucking kids.
Another thing is the internet too. You start watching on them little like I'm not saying like you gotta hear me out on this one. You follow all these little girls on TikTok twerking and shit, and like you just start it starts perverting your brain, bro. It's just kind of like you gotta moderate your uses on the internet. You gotta moderate your uses on porn.
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
you just kind of like keep yourself. And also, you gotta hold yourself to a standard. You know, like most pedophiles are like disgusting people. Like
I saw
they
some
have fucking neck beards,
inbred fucking Oh yeah, it's
they don't got good job. Like there's bums usually.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 90% of pedophiles. But then you got that
the 10% where it's high quality people who
Epsteins.
who basically trick society.
The prince of the like one of the princes in England got kicked out of the royal family for being a pedophile.
Yeah, exactly. So there is cases, but I feel like that's more of a rare majority, like a rare minority.
Because there's only like a few, like those guys are always like billionaires, and it is rare.
So, but I do think that the 90% majority of pedophiles are just fucking worthless old men, just disgusting motherfuckers who can't pull real fucking beautiful women because they didn't do anything with their life. So
not even beautiful, like it's
just
like
girls in general.
Women,
yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with that. There was someone I was gonna follow up with that with. I don't know. I'm blanking.
It's all good. Yeah, edit this part out. What's it called?
But anyways, so since we're on the topic of like all this shit, the crime in Wenatchee is like, how do you feel about the status and the way that our valley is going in Wenatchee?
Wenatchee seems like it's getting more intense with the drug and violence.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's kind of interesting because back when we were in high school, our grade, we were all really chill, just into sports. Like you know, we had our little
our cliques and stuff.
Like the kids who thought they were thugs, of course. But all of a sudden, just like our sister's grade and shit, boom! This like a big boost in kids who want to be in gangs just all of a sudden popped up, and I don't know, like you can't really blame it on rap music because rap music has been with us for forever. It's just kind of like all of a sudden, it's just, who knows, maybe the gangs are just, they just went hard on the recruitment, and all of a sudden now they're just pushing in more drugs and
I don't
more
even think
violence.
it's.
And I feel like another thing is, no one wants to fight with their fists these days. It's all about this. You're gonna
Weapons, yeah.
you get in a fight, you're gonna end up getting shot. Like, no one wants to fight like a man. You
That's
know?
fucking terrifying for
honor,
me
yeah.
too.
And like when you like niggas want to rob you, they're not gonna try to beat you up for it. They're just gonna pull a gun if you try anything. They don't care. They're just gonna blast you.
It's a terrifying world, bro. Like, that's not even just here. That's all around.
Yeah, Washington's getting pretty bad of it. Like Tacoma, Seattle, Spokane, very high crime rates all of a sudden.
I think a lot of I think maybe like the reason why crime is specifically raising here though is because our population is growing massively.
Lots, yeah.
In a fast, in like a 3-year time, we've grown thousands of people, right?
Yeah, we're actually growing insanely.
And we're expanding fucking insanely fast too. And like when mass population comes, we're starting to turn more so from like a little valley into a city, and it's developing. And when you have a higher population in a more dense area, that more likely is going to bring more crime into it.
I've also heard there's been kids who are like moving in from California and bringing gang shit here. Mm-hmm. That's just a rumor I heard.
I mean, possibly. I mean, last year I heard at the junior high there was like 3 different times where 8th graders brought guns to school.
Yeah,
fucking 8th graders
too, like recently, yeah. You know, it's just
or just like some high schoolers, bro, at fucking Big Lots, or not? Yeah, I think Big Lots, the place by the movie theater.
Yeah.
There was a shooting there like a couple months ago. Just some high school kids, like 2 separate groups of high school gang members.
Yeah.
Got in like some beef, and they went outside to go fight, and one kid pulled out a fucking gun and shot it. Didn't shoot anyone, luckily. But still, he fucking shot a gun, bro. And
bro,
it's like
fight with your fist, bro. Like, you don't have to always bring in murder.
Yeah,
what's
dude.
up with,
like, what's cool about that?
Kill, bro.
Like, what's cool is potentially going to jail the rest of your fucking life, bro. Like, you know, Washington State is one of the most lenient states on fist fighting, and Seattle.
It's a state. You can have a cop like legally watch. Like, you can set up a fight if a cop's there. Yeah, it's legal.
Seattle is the only place in all of the U.S. where you won't get arrested for fighting if both parties consent. Yeah. Like a street fight.
Is it only in Seattle or is it Washington?
I think that's only in Seattle.
Because you remember that vigilante Phoenix Jones in Seattle? He did that, and the cop was watching. He beat the guy's ass.
Yeah, like as long as both parties consent, it's okay to fight people in Seattle, which is one thing that's cool. Is liberal as Seattle is, I think that's a dope law to have.
Yeah, I think it's a very...
I think that's a necessary law.
I did an assignment in class where I said that should be like an actual law because it's good.
Wouldn't you rather have people fight with their fists than fucking pull guns on each other and kill people?
Yeah.
Because most of the time, fist fighting isn't going to lead to death. Yeah, you might get...
It happens.
Yeah, like it happens,
rarely.
But it's going to be a lot more rare than people pulling guns and fucking... You're more likely to die from a bullet than you are from a fist, hands down.
Dude, you can shot in the leg and hit the fucking main artery and bleed out.
Exactly, bro. It's just like... It's sad because people are so quick to pull weapons nowadays, and it's just like you don't realize how fucking quick you could end a life, and it's just crazy, bro. How people like are so like unaware of what they're doing,
making them illogical ass decisions. Man.
Yeah,
it's like they don't think about it in the moment. That adrenaline's pumping, and you know, this is boom. But another thing is fucking. The heroin and fentanyl movement.
Oh yeah, I mean
that shit's ridiculous.
I've seen pictures too. Like they're making fentanyl look like fucking chalk, like different colored chalk. So it looks like there's been kids that have gotten it and shit, and it just looks like normal chalk. And it's like, bro, and like they're little like square blocks, and like they literally look like candy, like those candy blocks almost. Yeah. And it's like, bro, like kid puts gets anywhere near them, they'll die.
You know, like it only takes like that much to kill you, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like a rice grain. Yeah,
it's insane, bro, and it's just scary because there's so many people that pop pills and do that shit, and one little bit of fentanyl will kill you.
Bro, like the opium of like our age group, pills of our age group's insane. I know, you know how many kids I know who literally pop pills and go to school.
Exactly, bro. Like I mean. I'm not going to say his name, but I've already been friends with someone who fucking has died overdosing on fentanyl. So it's
like... I know who you're talking about.
Exactly, bro. It's just like, it's so sad because It's so accessible, and people don't realize that their shit's laced, and 99% of the fucking shit is laced. So
Yeah, because they're getting pills from Mexico, and a lot of pills actually come from China.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just getting them and selling them on the street, and they're like, "Well, selling fentanyl. I don't care who dies."
Yeah, it's sad.
It's just it's ridiculous. Like if you're gonna buy pills, kids, get them from a pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Do not get them off the street. Yeah, it's just you can literally, quite literally, at least in the state of Washington right now. I don't know how it is for other places. You cannot buy pills off the street. You're just gonna die.
Yeah,
yeah, it's so
it's
bad.
pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But also this is kind of definitely I'm switching up the topic a little bit. But
fine.
you brought up something earlier, a Bohemian Grove. I wanted to I have no clue what the fuck that is, and I want you to go deep
let's
into
finally
that.
talk about that. So basically, this is some pretty hardcore conspiracy stuff, and this is another reason why that made me look funny at politics of like Democrats and Republicans because of Bohemian Grove. So you're familiar with Alex Jones, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to go too much into him because you might get fucked on YouTube because they don't like him. But
and we're back.
All right, so Bohemian Grove. You know, I'm just gonna keep going from where I left off.
Yeah.
So what happened was there is Alex Jones back in the really early. I think it might have been the 90s or 2000s, really early. Like he was able to find this little this group cult meeting in the forest, where it was on private grounds where all the top top 1% people meet up every year and do this ritual where they burn an effigy of Moloch, like a ancient god that they talk about in the Bible, who they would sacrifice kids to. This is, by the way, video proof. Sorry, video proof. This has already been confirmed. Alex Jones confronted a guy on this little news thing, and the guy said you're a fucking bitch for doing that. It's already been confirmed. He went to the forest, and they all wear these fucking monk cloaks, and it's pretty kind of demonic, and they say a bunch of weird stuff, and they had that giant wood statue and they burn it, and it's just kind of weird. Why are billionaires coming to this group, this little meetup and doing this? It's just quite odd why they would do that. What's the point? And they say it's for networking. But why would you why can't you just go bowling the network?
Hold on. My question is though, if they're doing some sacrificial rituals like that,
yeah,
and they're these are the people who run the world. They're the highest class fucking billionaires, people with all the money. If they're doing that, do they know something we don't?
Of course, yeah. They don't know anything. These people, the people who there's one company that owns all the media sources in the world. They meet up and say what agenda are we gonna push? And another thing about that is, I guess they like doing humiliation rituals over there. There's this one guy that said that they would have this is alleged kind of. This is what he said when he went there. I can't remember his name because I watched this episode of this podcast where they talked about it a long time ago. But they would have gay orgies and stuff. But that's hearsay. The video proof we have of them is burning a giant little owl god and being weird. And Alex Jones, I don't think he was there for that long, but it's pretty interesting that there's the thing that a lot of people don't know is there's rich cults all over the world. Mm-hmm. President Bush and his dad were in Bush Sr. and Bush Jr. were both in the Skull and Crossbones cult, where you literally sit in a coffin and naked and jerk off, and they all watch you.
What the fuck?
Yeah. A little. And he said that. He didn't say he did that, but he said he was in the Skull and Crossbones cult, which actually dates back to, I believe, a Nazi group. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So why are these rich people in cults? What's the point? Why are they in cults like this?
I'm telling you, there's gotta if they're in cults,
they know something we don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if there's something they're getting something from it that we don't know about, because that kind of leads me to believe if they're in these spiritual cults where they're doing these rituals and shit, and it's working for them. Obviously, it's working for them.
Oh yeah,
that's why they're doing it for.
They're at the position they are today. Yeah.
Obviously, it's working for them. That's why they do it. If they're doing that, and they're doing the spiritual shit, doesn't that kind of prove that there's some spirituality or God?
I've always said this.
So I believe in God, right?
I believe in God too.
And
I consider myself a
but
Christian.
then like all media and shit, like the way you look at it today, they're trying to push like this agenda where God isn't real, right? We're kind of becoming a godless country.
Yeah, I believe that the existence of evil proves the existence of God. Because what's the point of committing evil acts? It's not human nature to want to have sex with a child and torture and eat people. It's just not natural. It's not normal. Like it's just. And
but then again, okay, the fact that you brought that up, what is normal? Who defines normal?
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, that's why. Here's why I believe in God for the same shit, but in a different way. Is that this, I guess this doesn't prove anything, but it kind of like, even if God isn't real, for example, the Bible and religion kind of sets the standard for society. Because without religion, there would be no morals.
Yeah, like there's a guy who argued with Joe Rogan really hard, and I think Joe Rogan lost that argument because he's saying like for example, there's this group in New Guinea called the Sperm Warriors where it's just a bunch of pedophile shit, and the guy was saying, well, if Catholicism or some kind of Christian like religion was in that country, any religion where they held societal standards, that wouldn't be a thing.
Exactly.
Religion's good because it holds us to a higher standard of not being immoral and doing horrible shit.
Yeah, that's my argument with everyone who disagrees with religion and whatnot, is that, okay, well, without religion, our society would be completely screwed. We'd be completely fucked. There'd be all these heinous crimes and awful acts to society because there would be no moral law, no moral code. You realize, like, the reason why people act good is because they believe there's a higher place, right? Or, like, if you knew you were going to die and nothing happened after, what the fuck was stopping you from doing anything bad, right?
Well, the thing about it is dying without being religious and die. Like, if you die and you're religious and there's no, like, you figure out there's no God, it's like you have like 1 second of regret. Okay, but if you die and you're an atheist and you better hope God's not real. If you're an atheist, you better pray.
That's
God's
literally
you're gonna go to
what
hell.
Everyone I've ever explained this to who doesn't believe in God, this is what I tell them. Almost that exact thing. I say, look, I believe in God, and here's a big reason why I think you should too.
Yeah.
Because say I die, and there isn't a God. Well, I spent my life believing in God. It didn't really take much effort on my part. Yeah. I believed. I had faith. Yeah, like so, like. Obviously, I do things like you can believe in God and not go to church and not do the shit. Like you can still believe in God.
Well, the idea of church is kind of like the Catholic Church being like you have to come and pay.
Okay, that's different.
To heaven. Yeah, there's a whole thing of that.
But that's like different religions. But anyways, like if you believe and you die and there is no God, then what really did you lose? You didn't lose anything because you lived a happy, peaceful life. And you're dead. Like if you're dead and there's no God, then you're dead. It doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah.
And say if there is a God and you die and you believe, then you go to heaven, right?
Yeah.
And say you lived your whole life and you didn't believe in God, you were atheist, you didn't believe in religion, you die, and there is no God, then nothing happens. Same as the Christian who died and there was no God, nothing happens. You're just dead. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But say you die and there is a God, now you're fucked. Yeah. Now you're eternally fucked. Yeah. So what the fuck? What are you losing by believing? You have nothing to lose by believing in God.
People are angry because they're like, if I had a kid tell me one time, if God's real, why did my cat die? Like, are you? It was like, nigga, because your cat got old. Like, sorry to tell you, like fucking retard.
That's the thing you said earlier, though, too. Is like, evil kind of proves that God's like, if there's evil, there's good, right? Like,
yeah, there has. It's the balance.
It
has to be balance.
Like, there's people, like you said, aren't naturally as evil as some of the shit they do.
Yeah,
and so it's like, I don't know. It's like proof of the devil, I guess. Not necessarily proof of the devil, but if there's that much hate and that much evil, I don't know. Like most humans aren't capable of hating that much or being able to create these heinous crimes and shit. So it's just, it makes you think. In my opinion, it makes me think. For sure.
And it's just like I kind of want to take. I think I said something like I think I said this, but. Like, just because you don't believe in God doesn't mean you're not a good person. Like, you can believe whenever you want. I don't like forcing anything on anyone.
Oh, not at all.
Like,
yeah.
I don't. Well, it's just like, why is it like every time like you say you believe in God to an atheist, they always go down your throat and attack you? Like, it's like I don't know. From my personal experience, I've never really met atheists where they're like, they always kind of judge you a little bit for believing in God. That's just kind of my.
Yeah, they kind of like call you stupid.
I've had people who think it's fine, like I can believe whatever I want, but most of the time, it's like they look at you different when you say you believe in a God.
No, I agree. I'm friends with a couple of people who are atheists.
Yeah.
Who are cool with it, who are just like, yeah, you have your own beliefs. But then there are people that you meet and you tell them, they're like, dude, what the fuck? You're stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally like how they'll react.
You're telling me I can't get an abort, like right as soon as you say something.
Like, yeah, they'll just start attacking you. I mean, it is what it is. We all have our beliefs.
Yeah.
So, and like, I'm not going to judge you. If you don't believe in God, that's your own thing.
It's a great thing about America. We believe whenever we want. We're not forced.
Like, I want you, like, I'm happy you have the choice to not do that. Because there's some places, Middle Eastern countries, for example.
Yeah, try not to be Muslim.
If you don't believe in what they believe in and they find out about it, you're gonna lose your head.
Yeah, you're dead.
So, that's what I've talked about this on other episodes, which I'm not gonna go deep into right now. But it's just like people don't realize how free we are, like how good we have it in this country.
Nah, yeah.
People do not realize that. But while we're on the topic of like this country and whatnot, and we kind of brought up like the theories earlier and whatnot, I want to get back to that because there's a particular theory in this country that I strongly believe in.
Yeah.
And this is kind of something where it's like it's a big theory for a lot of people. People either agree or they fucking heavily disagree.
Yeah.
For me, I think 9/11 was an inside job. I 100% 9/11 was a fucking inside job.
Yeah, I believe there was some government involvement because of some very interesting circumstances, like $2 trillion going missing one day before. The picture of the Pentagon when it got hit by the plane, there was no plane parts on the yard. Very suspicious. And Tower 7. You know what Tower 7 is?
Yeah.
The third tower that fell.
And no one knows. No one knew about it?
No one knows about it still. And like the FBI, the CIA, and a bunch of government agencies had shit in that building. And there was like a bunch of money or something in that building. And when that money went missing, it was kind of like insurance fraud.
Yeah. How many of you guys knew that there was a third fucking tower that fell in New York that no one fucking talked about?
Major insurance fraud. And they try to say that it was a fire, but many experts say it was a controlled demolition. 9/11, I'll never know the truth of what happened that day, but I can tell you Tower 7 was an inside job.
And if you look at the footage, those buildings were designed to withstand being hit by aircraft. And if you look at the video footage, each of the levels looks like they exploding out.
Yeah.
In layers. And there's people that were interviewed that worked there that survived that had said there was mysterious workers going in and out of the Twin Towers the week previous.
I've heard
previous.
That was a major rumor, but I've heard other people say it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've heard both sides. So that's just like something you have to consider. There's people saying there's workers going in and out. And so, but I don't know. Me personally, if I look at the footage, that does not look like the way the explosions happened. That's not just gonna fucking happen, especially when those were reinforced beams and whatnot, meant to withstand a plane hitting it. Like the building's not gonna collapse straight down like it did.
Yeah, that's the thing. But apparently, diesel burns are like 1,000 degrees, something bullshit.
Well, but they never found like the engines to those planes either.
Yeah, apparently. Well, they like I've heard that like the pod of the plane looked weird. There was like no windows or something, and like a lot of people say it was like a missile. A lot of people think it was a missile. Like not a lot of people. I'm just saying conspiracies.
Yeah.
Like I've seen videos like the thing that hit the Pentagon. And like you see the plane hit the Pentagon, it's just a fireball. It literally just looks like a missile. Yeah.
That's also another thing with that is if you look at, I don't know if you ever seen this, but there's one video. There's a news station broadcasting live, and if you look at the plane, in the video,
is it the one that goes through the fucking thing? Or?
Yeah, like it's like there's a building that's like right here.
Yeah.
Right here, and like the plane like glitches behind it,
Yeah, I've seen that.
but then hits the Pentagon, which is like up here.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And
video.
so it's like that's not physically possible for it to do it unless that's CGI.
I want to talk about another conspiracy after this. Sorry to sub, I'm gonna keep going on this.
Oh no, you're all good.
Yeah, like the thing about that shit. Well, hold up. What was the last thing I was gonna say? Oh, how about the plane they got that went down into the ground and never hit anything? The government shot that plane down.
Why do you say that?
Why would a plane just go? Did you know because there's plane parts found very far from the initial crash site, which not a lot of people know about. And also, why would a plane just go straight down nosedive?
Mm-hmm.
There's literally no reason for that. That's like, nigga, pull up. A plane's not gonna go straight down. No,
Yeah.
The government shot that shit down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think it was like I think it was because it was the latest plane, and it was like en route to the. It was like something super.
What's
bad.
crazy too is like there's like a ton of like possible ulterior motives to why the U.S. would want to do it.
Mhm.
Like looking for a reason to go to war with Osama, like looking for a reason to kill Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Because like
they by the CIA
yeah,
and he was a threat to the government. Yes.
and they blame the whole thing on him, on organizing the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so by doing that, that gave them a reason to go and kill him and start war, basically.
You ever see that interview that said he like? You ever see that thing about how like they said that he died way before he actually died?
I've heard about that, but I don't
I've seen
know.
the video. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
But also, like, that's another thing too is like the SEAL who supposedly killed him.
Yeah. Didn't a bunch of those guys die?
Yeah, the whole group. Like, the whole group supposedly that was a part of it died or some shit like that.
Yeah. A bunch of them died or something.
The guy who supposedly took the killing shot was on Nelk Boys podcast, like their second episode.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude. There's so much. I did hear that though. Like the whole group, like a week later after they went to Germany for like a special training, and like their plane crashed or some
shit. But then the main guy's alive. Yeah, there's conspiracies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to like people that know shit. How about all the suicides where like, yeah, he killed himself. He slit his wrist, shot himself in the back of the head, and hung himself. Suicide.
Oh yeah. Like I don't. Okay. I mean,
and like people just like will say, "Oh, he committed suicide."
Like when you talk about the Jeffrey Epstein thing,
yeah,
like he had no reason to kill himself, bro.
No.
His case was actually like, okay, not going good, but like there was no reason why he would want to kill himself. Nigga, I think it was the Clintons, bro.
Nigga, like he was strangled so hard he left indents on his neck.
Yeah, he was literally going to expose everyone. I think.
Nigga, he has like flight records and black books of the flight records have still not been released. It's just, nigga, if I was a celebrity on that flight record, I would pay so much money not to release that shit. Like, did you see that UFC fighter said, if you don't release some flight records, Jimmy Fallon and all, y'all are all pedophiles.
I mean, you saw the guest list, like, because like the guest list of people who had been to his island had been leaked, like for parties and
shit.
Like
Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, like all those.
Oh, the Clintons. I think there's a ton of actors too, like Will Smith, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Like there was a ton of people. I don't know if Will Smith. I know Leonardo DiCaprio was on there.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
But I mean, have you heard about Leonardo DiCaprio only dating girls below 25 years old too?
Isn't his current girlfriend like 24 or something?
I think he just broke up with her. Now he's dating like the first time ever he was just seen with a girl who's 27. Like the first time he's ever been seen with a girl.
He fucks with young girls. Isn't he like in his late 40s?
Yeah, 40s or 50s. I don't know.
Yeah, but, I mean it's fuck, bro. Like look at Drake.
Yeah,
hitting up Millie Bobby Brown and like that Willow Smith or whatever, bro.
Yeah, the Millie Bobby Brown's weird because she just turned fucking 18.
Yeah,
bro.
but okay. Well, you're gonna like this one. This is a hard switch. Are you familiar with the Oklahoma City bombing?
No.
So there's this guy who took a fertilizer bomb and to like it was like a courthouse in Oklahoma City. It was like a big government building.
Yeah.
He drove in and also it was a government building with a daycare under it. He drove in there, blew it up, killed everyone. So very, very big deal. A bunch of there's eyewitnesses that said they were taking stuff out of the building and like putting on these fucking like FBI trucks and it's never to be seen again. They were like, transporting stuff out. And what's weird about that bomb was it blew it from the inside out, but the truck blew up like at the front of it. So why would it blow inside out when it blow in? So that was really suspicious. And another thing was the person who said that they're not telling the whole story was a officer. That cop was like, you think is it okay? No, I don't think I can look it up because Google won't tell me. But he was like stabbed, like basically he had his throat slit and his arm slit, crawled a mile, and like something crazy with him happened, suicide, and they just never said anything about that. A cop, but because he was saying that like the explosion was all weird, like super fucked up conspiracy, and this is buried. Then there was like a lawyer who like stabbed himself like 8 times with a pen, slit his throat, and drove his car into a lake. Suicide.
Yeah, that's crazy. Bro.
There's so many suicides that they just call suicides that that just don't get covered on the news. This is not the agenda.
I think it's good that like people, if they do go against the agenda like that, you need to make it public that you would not commit suicide. Like I think Andrew Tate's done a good job at that.
Yeah.
It's like every video he goes on, he makes at least one statement saying, "Just keep him. I will not or never commit suicide."
That's funny.
And like, I mean, even like you just gotta realize, I think that's like good to protect himself because it's like if something happens to him, you know for a fact this guy is not killing himself.
Yeah.
And it's like they can't make it out to make it look like that. I mean, they could try, but like you're gonna know some shit went on. And like Andrew Tate's a perfect example of someone who something like that could very well happen to because there's so many high level people who I guarantee hate him and what he's doing. Because there's so many people that idolize him now and look up to him.
I don't think he's done anything that makes him for what we know in the public. He is not a threat to any. He's not even in America.
No, I don't think he's a
He's
threat.
not a threat to any agendas. I believe at least. Who knows what he's doing? But
I mean, I think it could be a threat to in like the liberal agenda. Like he's making people masculine or think masculine again, like a so toxic masculinity. I think is what like they view it as, which they're like trying to stay away. They're trying to make men more like unmasculine and feminine. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what he's doing and why something like that maybe. And like you gotta think they canceled him off all platforms, so there's already a reason.
They kicked him off Jerkmate, bro. They kicked him off everything.
Yeah. So that's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But going back to when we talked about Navy SEALs, when it went back to the 9/11 thing, it's crazy. So I there was a point in time where I was considering joining the Air Force.
Yeah.
And the recruiter was telling me how SEALs, the reason why you know about them so much is because they pay a fuck ton of money to make sure that like you know who SEALs are and like what. And so like every time like there's a SEAL story or anything like that, they like pay all the media to promote it a ton.
I did not know that.
So and he goes, the reason why they do that is because SEALs are they're just people, they die a ton. They're
You're
so
not even really allowed to know if they die, right? Like, aren't they like they're classified until they leave?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I know that Navy SEALs, he was saying like they go through so many of them because like they die so.
They send them into the most dangerous.
Yeah, they send them in like
they send them into
exactly.
They send them into other countries without any U.S. insignias because we can just say we weren't there.
Yeah,
and they're no ones. They're not on record. You know, we send them to do illegal shit.
And so like they go through these SEALs so much like they're dying, and so like they promote them as like these big badass cool people to get more people to come in, and yeah, so that's why like every time like the reason why you know about David Goggins and fucking
Jocko Willink,
or like the guy who killed fucking what's his face,
the Osama,
or like Chris Kyle. Not to take away from their stories because they all did this shit, but like there's shit going on in the back end where the government will like push it, like the SEALs agency will push their stories more and pay for it to be promoted more, because if they're promoting it, that means they're getting more people to look up to the stories who want to be like that badass and will join the SEALs.
There's like a lot of military corruption that we just have no idea about, because if we knew half the shit they would do, would fuck up like our opinion of the military. Like, did you know Navy SEALs were selling weapons to like Chicago gang members? Yeah, there is an arms dealing ring in Chicago where they were literally selling weapons to these black people to kill each other with. Why do you think you see niggas with RPGs and like high ass like M4s?
That's actually true. Like literally, in
You
some
can't buy those guns from the store. No,
in underground rap videos, you actually see like people in the hood like with RPGs and shit. Sometimes
military niggas sell it to them. Did you know, and also a lot of rape happens in the military, like a lot of murder cover-ups. There's this old guy where he was about to hit his 20 years and get his pension, and he found his body dead. Oh shit. Yeah, fucking the corruption, this everything, and to make you gotta break a couple eggs. No one's innocent. To be a great leader, you gotta be willing to make really tough decisions. Like, Andrew Schultz said, the order to get shit done, you kind of have to be a bad guy sometimes.
Yeah.
There's no way to be. There's no such thing as there. There is such thing as world peace. We would have to be under one government, and there would have to. It's basically like perfect communism, but that's impossible.
Yeah, I saw a quote from Jocko Willink, actually, from his book that I read. He has a quote in there, and it says, to be a good leader, you need to be decisive and willing to make tough decisions.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is, like, when it comes to tough decisions, that's where the groups get split apart.
Yeah.
And where people are going to disagree, and no one's going to be 100% agreed with one decision. Because it's a tough any decision that's tough, 100% of the population isn't going to agree with the outcome of the situation.
Yeah.
And so that's what separates politics, because it comes down to those tough decisions, and it like separates people, right?
Yeah.
So, and I thought that was a good quote. Is like, to be a good leader, you have to be willing to make those tough decisions, and you have to be decisive and stand on your word for what you decide on. Because if you make a decision and then you go back on the decision, like saying you didn't mean to or some shit, then you just seem like a coward, and you don't seem like a strong leader. They just make you seem like a weak leader, right?
Yeah, I don't know. As being a president, you have to be a psychopath to even want to be one. Cause
there's actually, I was reading, there's a book about that. Is that it says, I haven't read it. I literally was just reading books about psychology last night because I want to buy a few. And on there, it was saying that there was this book, and it's saying that all basically freaking politicians, presidents, and like billionaires and millionaires, you have to be some level of psychopathic to become to get to that state, basically. Or to get to that high superiority of status in the world, basically, is you have to be some sort of psychopath to get to that level.
Yeah.
In society, I guess.
For sure.
And so, yeah. With that said, I feel like we've had a pretty damn good conversation today.
Yeah, that was a good...
Is there anything else before we end it? Anything else you want to hit? Anything else you can think of?
Everyone says Obama's great, but he fought an illegal war in Yemen and airstriked the fuck out of them. He killed so many Yemenis people in Egypt.
Oh, one last thing, actually. Have you ever gave the N-word pass out to someone?
Yes. Well, okay, here's the thing about the N-word. I don't really care if you say it. If you say it out of prejudice, that's when I get... The thing about words is the intent behind them.
Mm-hmm.
If you intend to be funny and cool, I don't care, dude, but
like when you say it with the intent of being a fucking asshole,
to offend,
then it's like,
dude.
fuck you, dude.
You're being a dick.
Yeah.
I don't care if you just say it, like...
Because I've definitely said the N-word before.
Why would you say that?
Because I don't... I'm just saying, like, dude...
We were all done in high school, dude.
Look, like, I've definitely said the N-word before, bro.
Every white person has. If you said you haven't, you're lying.
And so, I'm sorry about it. Like...
Hey, you have a black person on your podcast, so,
like, I'm not fucking racist, bro. Like, I literally fucking love all people.
You're the least racist person I know, dude.
And so... Yeah, I've said it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way.
We could expose so many white people if we wanted to.
Literally.
Everyone, yeah.
Literally every white person could probably be exposed. But...
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, literally they all have someone in their head right now that they're thinking of. That they can pull a video out and expose them right now. Because, like, they have a video from high school of some white kid saying it.
Dude. Fucking, yeah.
Alright, well... With that said, I think that's a wrap. Elijah, thank you for coming on the fucking Kaya Davelar show, baby. I think we had a really good conversation. We dove into a lot of topics that I haven't talked about, and I think that we both hit a lot of good points on.
Am I the first person to really talk about conspiracies?
Yeah,
I know.
so.
No one ever cares about conspiracies.
I think I did talk about it one time with someone else. I forgot who. I think it might have been with Keegan and Jeremiah.
Okay.
But I don't remember what ones it would have been.
Yeah.
But all I know is the first podcast. Okay, I don't know. But anyways, this will probably be released in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, that's the Kai Davelar show. Appreciate you guys all for watching. We are out on all platforms now: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon, anywhere you look. All podcast platforms we are streaming on.
I mean, subscribe to your Amazon.
We're also on the Kai Davelar show on YouTube. So we're here, baby. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Peace out. And that's a wrap.